In first part of this topic, we have studied the process of transformation by Griffith experiment and Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy experiment to confirm the chemical nature of genetic material. On the basis of the result of their experiment, these scientists didn't succeed to say clearly that DNA is a genetic material. Subsequently, Hershey-Chase experiment elegantly confirmed that DNA is a universal genetic material. In 1952, Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase performed an experiment on T2 bacteriophage infecting Escherichia coli. They used a kitchen blender as a major piece of apparatus in their experiment. So, Hershey-Chase experiment is also popularly known as blender experiment. They exploited the simple feature of this bacteriophage, which consists of DNA and protein. They clearly demonstrated that the DNA component of this bacteriophage entered in the bacterial cell and able to synthesize the progeny phase particle. On the basis of such observation, they concluded that DNA is a universal genetic material. T2 bacteriophage is a intracellular parasite, can multiply only in the host cell. It is tadpole shape, contain hexagonal head and a cylindrical tail joined by collar, which entirely comprises of protein. The head coat contains the protein in the form of capsid. These capsid are formed from the unit of protein known as capsomeres. The core containing the DNA is packaged in the capsid. The tail and in tail plate containing 6 tail fiber and 6 pin or spikes. To understand the Hershey and Chase experiment, one has to understand the simple life cycle of T2 bacteriophage. T2 bacteriophage follow lytic life cycle for their multiplication. The multiplication occur in 5 distinct stages. These are attachment stage, second penetration stage, third biosynthesis, fourth maturation, and last fifth release stage. The life cycle of phase particle begin when a phase particle come in contact with the bacterial cell by their tail plate. This one is the bacterial cell and this one is the T2 phase. After the tight attachment of the phase particle, the DNA injected into the cytoplasm of bacterial cell. In the cytoplasm, this DNA replicate to form the several copies. Simultaneously, the viral protein are also synthesized. During the maturation stage, the viral protein and the viral DNA are assembled to form complete virion. After the maturation of the phase particle, the lysis of plasma membrane and breakdown of the cell wall of bacterial cell occur. As a result, the bacterial cell burst to release the virion in the medium. So this one is the simple life cycle of T2 phase. Hershey and Chase stated that whatever might be the DNA or protein act as a genetic material, any of them enter in the bacterial cell and able to synthesize the phase particle. To identify whether DNA or protein entered in the bacterial cell, they used the radioactively labeled substance. We know the DNA possesses the elemental composition carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and phosphorus, whereas the protein having cysteine and methionine amino acid in their composition possess carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. So DNA and protein are differ in phosphorus and sulfur. Hershey and Chase used radioactive sulfur S32 as sulfate and radioactive phosphorus P32 as phosphate. They used the S35 and P32 radioactively labeled sulfur and phosphorus in two separate experiments to label the protein and DNA component of this T2 bacteriophage. In first experiment, they grow E. coli cells in culture media containing S35 as sole source of sulfur and allowed the cells to divide for several generations. Then the bacterial colonies were infected with T2 phase. The progeny T2 phase contain S35 in their protein. In the second experiment, they grow E. coli in the culture media containing radioactive phosphorus P32 in the medium and allowed to grow the cells of E. coli for several generations. Then the colonies of the cell were infected with T2 phage. The released T2 phage possessed the labeled DNA with P32. In this way, they become able to radioactively labeled the protein component as well as DNA component of T2 bacteriophage. These two kinds of bacteriophage were used in two separate experiments to locate the DNA and protein by their specific radioactivity in the bacterial cell. In the first experiment, S35 labeled T2 bacteriophage were allowed to adsorb on the surface of bacterial cell wall for a few minutes to form phage bacterium complex. These phage bacterium complexes are separated by centrifuge. The supernatant contained the unadsorbed phase particle, fragmented phase particle and single bacterial cell, whereas the pellet contained phase bacterium complex. This was done to eliminate the phase associated radioactivity which had to associate with the bacterial cell. Now the pellet containing phase bacterium complex was resuspended in the liquid and blended by kitchen blender to remove or told the adsorbed phase particle. By this time, the genetic material of the phase particle had entered in the bacterial cell. Now this mixture was centrifuged. The supernatant and the pellet were examined separately. The pellet mainly contained the bacterial cell, whereas the supernatant contained the detached phase particle known as ghost. When the radioactivity of these supernatant and the pellet was examined, it was found that 80% of S35 was present in the supernatant region, whereas 20% of S35 was reported from the pellet region. This 20% of S35 present in the pellet region was mainly due to some of the phase particle adsorbed on the surface of the bacterial cell too tightly to removed or told during the blending. In second experiment, P32 labeled T2 bacteriophage were used similar to first experiment and found a quite different result. 30% of the P32 was observed in the supernatant region, whereas 70% of P32 was present in the pellet region. The 30% of P32 in the supernatant region was due to some of the defective phase particle. They could attach on the surface of the bacterial cell, but they couldn't transmit or inject their DNA in the bacterial cell. When the bacterial cell of the pellet region of experiment second were resuspended in the culture medium and re-incubated, the progeny phase particle so obtained after the lysis of the bacterial cell contain P32 in their DNA. When the same experiment was repeated with the pellet of experiment first, it was found that the released phase particle contain almost negligible amount of S35. It shows that in the protein is not function as genetic material, it didn't enter in the bacterial cell, whereas the DNA entered in the bacterial cell and able to synthesize the progeny phase particle. On the basis of these results, Hershey and Chase clearly stated that in T2 phase, the DNA is function as genetic material and it is transmitted from generation to generation. The result of the experiment was clear and comprehensible. These results are not ambiguous as those of the study of Aviary and his associate. So, it was universally accepted that DNA is a genetic material, means the DNA is a universal genetic material. Thank you.